Good morning. I'm Desiree Dubois, founder of An Empowered Woman and Homework, and welcome to our Coffee and Conversations. Today, I'm going to talk about subscriptions and membership programs, things that you can do yourself. I'm going to mute all. You can do yourself that way. That way, it's additional streams of income. So you can be able to create those additional streams of income. All right. So for example, we know that we have a product, we have a program, or we have a service. And the big question is like, how can I incorporate that what I'm doing? But let's start off with what a membership program entails. A membership is basically, it can be formulated so many different ways. Either you have a group of people or individuals, and it doesn't have to be a large size, it could be a small size with a great premiums, or it could be a large group with very low premiums. And it depends on what's most important to you, the quality or the quantity, and whether you're able to deliver your services in that way. So it's with people that subscribe as a member, they usually create a package and they get some specific items. It could be, they get access to your consulting or your time, whether it's an hour a month or a consultation a quarter, whatever the case may be, or they can get entitlement to a website that has certain information on it. You know, maybe you have videos or tutorials and so forth. It doesn't even have to be your information. Say, for example, you're in an industry where there's a lot of assets available. For example, a lot of the ladies were involved in real estate. Well, Bigger Pockets happen to be a very robust program where they have podcasts and so forth. So maybe just being able to include a portion of, or the membership of something like that would be advantageous to be able to include in your membership. You can also include, whether it could be downloads, it could be access to your own videos, your own tutorials, it could be access to weekly meetings, monthly meetings, quarterly meetings, where you do it live or virtually, or you can do it live in person. It could be access to a private Facebook group or LinkedIn groups. A lot of people utilize now. It doesn't cost you anything, but it actually adds some privacy and adds some kind of exclusivity to it. What you're doing, you can also be able to provide items. Like we had one program where we provided once a month, we had the members participate in called a Wicked Wednesday. And what we did on those Wednesdays is that early in 6 o'clock in the morning, that member was able to promote their product, program, or service. And it was a drawing, it was a raffle. So Wednesday mornings, 6 o'clock, it became open. Maybe it was someone had a restaurant and they were able to get dinners for two for free up to a certain amount. So people would opt in and opt in and opt in. At the end of the day, at 6 p.m., we would select the winner. And how we selected the winner was that we would do whatever day it was. If it was the 30th, then it would be the 30th person that registered. If it was the 12th, it would be a 12th person that registered that day. So we would announce at 6 p.m., this is the winner of this dinner for two from this member. And so that member also got the information from each person, the contact information from anyone that signed up. We have Infusionsoft. And so many programs, if you sign up, they immediately in real time get that person's contact information. So the member got the contact information for everyone that expressed interest. We announced the winner at 6 o'clock, and then they also announced a special for all the other people that did not win. So maybe they would get maybe one dinner for one, but you buy one, you get one free type of thing. So it was a great opportunity for the member to get exposure to all of our community as well as our social media community. And it gave them that exposure. Then it also allowed them to get a list of people that express interest that they can market to thereafter. And then it was great for the members, for everyone else, the community, to be able to take access to that. And we had a prerequisite that it had to be at least $100 value. So people would wait until every Wednesday at 6 o'clock and see what was offered, and then then subscribe for it. So that was a member benefit in which we were able to spotlight our members, giving them that exposure. The same thing with Coffee and Conversation. This is a member benefit. So if you become a member of Homework, then you have an opportunity of being able to host one of the Coffees and Conversations. That's why you've seen other people. Like next week, we have Sean Arnold, who's an attorney, and she's going to be talking about how to get your business COVID ready, to make sure you have the different, what's going to be required for all businesses, no matter whether you're food or hospitality. You're going to need to have some systems in place. So she's going to talk about that. She's a member. She gets a chance to talk about that. And for her, benefit is that, or for your benefit, if you wanted to be if you want to host a coffee and conversation, we send the invitation out to our community, so you get distribution to all of our list. Many times we'll share it on our meetup. Many times we'll share it on our our Facebook page as an event. And then even the people that don't attend, they get to see your name and your business name. We hyperlink your business name so they can go further and be able to contact you thereafter. And then they, after the event, we save the recording, and then when we get finished editing it, we share it again for social media. And you give you the asset. So now all of a sudden you have a recording of you doing a presentation that you can put on your website, or you can incorporate in your promotions, as well as the edited version, being able to do the same. So that's a member benefit that's valuable to a potential member. Things like that you can do. There's a lot of things you can do. It doesn't have to be all tangible. Many times members, we used to also, for our members, we provide them with a free gift. So if you are a member, then you get a chance to say, if we have 100 members or 500 members, whatever, to give 500 gifts. So if it's something, we have one, I just happen to have this file, a fashion file. So fashion file is just an emery board. And it says, I like my money where I can see it hanging in my closet. Cute, I didn't even read that. But so fashion file is a member. And so they gave us zillions of these. So we were going to do them virtually because we don't have all the information. We didn't have the time and the bandwidth to be able to send them out, but something like that. So every month a member would give us something. It could be a mouse pad. It could be something that was valuable. It wasn't like just a flyer. It's either a certificate for a good percentage off, or it was something of value. So it was nothing that we had to come out with. All we did was the distribution of it. So at one point we used to mail all these different things. We had like a mailing center in our garage. Now we actually do most things virtually because people can just download, and that mitigates the cost and the labor of being able to get something packaged and mailed and out. So, but people, every person that you know, for the most part, has a downloadable CD or downloadable, checklist or whatever the case may be. Those are things that you can give members. Another thing you can do membership is spotlight. I'm on the board of NABO, and what we do with a membership is that we spotlight the members on our homepage. On their homepage, they spotlight a member a month. So that means everyone that comes to the homepage, they get a chance to see you and more information about you. You can spotlight it on your websites. You can spotlight it by doing a podcast interview with them, which is what we do. We offer in our membership, we offer a one-on-one interview with you that we share again with our community, with our social media. And we stress the fact that we want to do it worldwide. We're not just local. For those of you whose businesses can be conducted in different countries, giving you that worldwide exposure. Because all you need is one person in London or one person in South Africa or one person in Canada. Hit that link, and all of a sudden you're saying that you have clients all over the world in the worldwide platform. For our membership, we also do the coffee and conversation. You're able to use the facilities. You're able to, I'm just thinking of an example of different membership benefits, and the videos, and we do the podcast, and you can also contact different companies. Like we have Office Depot and some other companies that will give you discounts, like 20-25% discounts. So we're redoing those now, but we've had those for years, and they will gladly do it because they want to be in front of a target market. And many times we've brought them into to our presentations, and they presented what they do and what they do special and so forth. So it gives them an opportunity to expose their brand and then offer the members something that's consistent. The same thing with, we've done it with Laughlin and Associates, which is a company out of Nevada that does corporations. So he's spoken quite a few times in the past to our community, telling them all the different types of corporations, different ways you can hold a corporation, different types of corporations, different type, whatever, you know what I mean. And then he gave a huge discount, like 50% discount, or sometimes he gave a free setup for the members. So there's all different types of things you can create. I'm giving you like a zillion of ideas to create a membership value. It just has to have a value, and your market. So someone's market was the elder and disabled people. So that's a great market because it's a specific niche of people that is going to want access to maybe some type of services that maybe they don't know about, free services or community services that you can bring them on and offer them if they become a membership. They can also other products besides your product that may be appropriate for that same market. It could even be something for skincare. It could be something for just locations, or even information on how to travel and being able to get the benefits of whatever benefits are available as far as being admitted first on the airlines and things of that type. So there's different things that you can incorporate. It could be knowledge, it could be product, it could be a program, it could be somebody else's. We take our membership to other women's groups outside the United States so that we're able to say, hey, we'll offer free membership. We offer free homework membership to your group, and as long as you introduce us to your group, and as well as that gives them an opportunity for us that every new member gets a membership to homework. So it doesn't cost them anything. It adds value to their package. And for us, we feel, okay, it's not going to really be that expensive for us because people, the reality of them, they may have 500 members in Australia. The reality of them coming here to utilize all the services is next to none. So for us to give free memberships to them, it gives us that exposure and gives us an ability to say that we've got members in Australia and members all over the world. So that's the idea as far as the membership. It can be either a full pay membership or it can be a monthly pay. Full pay usually is less expensive. So for example, if our membership is $497 for a year, or it's $49.70 a month, you get 2 months free. So they usually save, in a sense, it's $100. So whatever that membership is, you have to decide in that way whether you want the cash influx of having the full memberships paid or whether you want the reoccurring subscription type model. Now, reoccurring subscription type model, it means that they just pay every month. And what I caution you on that is that when you do that, that you make sure that your member understands that it's not, well, it's two things. It could be either way. It could be that they can cancel anytime. They can do it $49 or $50 a month around numbers and cancel anytime. Or you can do that $497 and it's paid monthly for a 1-year membership. So ours is a 1-year membership, which means that you're paying that $49.70 for 1 year, and so sometimes if you're thinking that, okay, I'll go in for a couple of months and I'm going to drop out, then that doesn't work because of the fact that we call it front loading. We give you the benefits right away. So if you want to do your coffee and conversation right away, if you want to do your interview right away and so forth, you can get all that. Then if people just say, okay, now I'm done and stop, then we have not gotten the value that they haven't gotten the full value of being promoted throughout the year, but we haven't gotten the value of them being a member for the year. So we're very clear about that. And I say that if that is your intention, then be very clear about that so you don't have any problems. Of course, if somebody had an emergency or something, we'll make those exceptions and cancel the membership. But we reiterate the fact that it's a year annual membership. And that just like if you pay for a car, if you decide to put it in the garage for 6 months, you're still responsible for that payment. If you pay for a house, your monthly payments, if you decide to leave it for 6 months, you still are responsible for that payment. So if you decide to do the reoccurring, be very clear on whether they're able to cancel at any time, and be very clear on whether whether it's time committed. And that also helps you with your offerings. Again, if you're offering something where they can get immediately access to everything at one time, then you'll probably want them to be able to commit to that long term. If it's something that they get month to month, like you're paying once a month, you get this, this, and this. And if they decide to stop after a month or 2 months, it won't matter. So you have to decide which model you want to go with. The memberships can be applied to almost everything. Say, for example, you're doing a podcast. They can, it's not as common, but you can create such a value podcast. Say, for example, you say, I'm in what other industries that we have today? We had the real estate. All right, let's say you had a real estate and you say, I'm going to be, as a member of my group, you're going to have an expert every month speak about, 1 month speak about, your title companies, 1 month speak about escrow companies, 1 month speak about inspection companies, 1 month speak about termite. There's information every month. You're going to have a speaker, a designated speaker every month to on that product, program or service, whatever it is. Then that's their membership value. Then maybe they will also have access to a discount of that person's service, whatever it is. That's the membership, and that's what you can offer them, and that's enough. Or maybe after that they can have a Facebook group where they can go in and discuss the different things and exchange the different deals. Maybe you'll include a transcribe. You can transcribe that video / podcast So then now they have the written, so they at the end of the year, they've got 12 articles on things that are very important and relevant for them. They also have the 12, like even if you do Zoom, you can separate Zoom and the video and you have a Zoom audio. So now you can utilize that audio as a podcast, you know. So if I decided to do something like that for 12 months, and that was just my membership, we talk about the value of the dollar amount later. They got a live event like we're doing. They have a chance to talk and ask questions afterwards. You take that audio, now you've got an audio version of that same title, and then you have it transcribed. Now you have a written version of that same title, and then they have and you archive it into your Facebook group, so they have access to it and be able to network and take it from that point on. And so after 12 months, what you're not only doing is offer your members great value, but you can package that. So you can package it, you know, everything you need to know about real estate transaction. And you can package it. Now you've got 12 months of audio, 12 months of video, 12 articles, and whatever else you want to package it. And you can sell that either as a product. You know, you can either sell it as a product, where now you have something that you can sell, even if it's $99. I mean, you've already done it already and you already have it. So whatever it is, it's valuable to a person who wants to learn that information. Or you can use it as a lead gen. You can get it for free. People can get it for free. Sign here today and I'll give you this free package. And you've seen them all the time when you sign up for things. They say this value is worth, you know, $3,000 or $1,000, and it all of a sudden accumulates that package, value of that package. So become a member today. You get 2019 best videos, audios, articles. You create an ebook out of those articles. So now they got a book, audio series, video series, maybe the contact information for all those different people that participated, and a discount to their services because they know you have they're like a, you know, warm lead. So that's huge. You know, that's a huge package value for your new members coming in, or for, again, anything else you want to be able to offer. So that membership, it can be, people will pay, you know, even if it's, again, $99 a month, because the fact is, the conversation is, if they didn't have that information, the risk of them losing thousands of dollars. And we all know real estate, if you make a wrong mistake, if you get the wrong title company, you get a bad inspection, or you have a termite report that's incomplete or whatever, you are on the hook possibly for thousands and thousands of dollars. So someone should gladly invest $100 a month to avoid those mistakes, especially those who are starting out with. It's a big, I call it the big girls game. It's women. So that if you can invest, you know, it's $1,000 to pay for it in full and $99 a month for an industry that you're saying you're going to spend thousands of dollars, multi-residential, things of that type, then you're not serious about it. You can also offer mastermind groups with the membership. So say, for example, that $99 membership is that $99 a month. But say you want to say, for those who want even more interaction, a mastermind group, that you maybe add even another $100 for $199. They get a chance to be part of a group that meets at a certain day, certain time, and talk about what it is, what they're doing, talk about deals, deal flow, deal structure, whatever the case may be. Now you just added that one membership. Now you have a second tier membership. And the maximum I would ever go through membership levels is 3. So I would not make it more than 3. So usually 1 and 2 is good. You have a premium and then you have like a VIP or exclusive or upgrade. Just depends on how much you can handle, but otherwise maximum 3. It's too many options. And when they have a lot of options, they usually say, you know, mine says no, there's too many options. So 2 is perfect. So if you start off with 1, and then you offer something that in your membership package is a little more tangible, maybe involves your time or someone else's time, then you can add a little premium to that. Maybe a mastermind dinner. We had mastermind dinners that we were doing once a month called Let's Talk Success. And they paid $300 a month just to be part of that, or $3,000 a year, because they'd be a member, that they got all of the basic homework memberships. But then we invited a woman who built $1 million business, and they came in once a month and coached us for dinner. It's a small group of 6 people. And so they got that one-on-one coaching with someone who's been there and done that. So that was kind of our premium. That's kind of our elite group of those who are, one, close enough to come to our facility once a month. And some person flew from San Francisco every month. It was worth it to her to fly down here. And it was an excuse for her to get away. She was surrounded by a husband and 3 sons. And she was able to spend the night. So we spend the night and then we actually wake up breakfast and mastermind and brainstorm and so forth like that. So you can create whatever kind of experiences you want, and what kind of membership you want. Depends on what your target market is. So you've got your basic membership, you've got an upgrade membership, you've got a memberships that can be, even if it's 90, if there's a gentleman, and I know I'm going to forget his name, he does podcasts, and he has, I guess, Bill something. He has two or three other gentlemen that does podcasts with him, and they're political. They're all political podcasts, and he has a membership, which I think is just. Oh gosh, I want to say, I'm sorry. It's very cheap. It's like maybe $1 or maybe it's $99 for a year to be access to their podcast, which means like, otherwise you can see the podcast and then it's taken away. But if you want to have access to the archives of the podcast and a few other things, it's very, very little. And I go through it through the power of 7. So I'll have all my notes in front of me then, but it's an example of, he has, gosh, what was this? He makes $700,000 a month on just his memberships for the podcast. And I'll find the information for you. Again, I guess it's not slipping my head. And that's how much, so if you can, it's a numbers game. So I say that to say, for example, it's $9.99 a month, $10 a month. That's what it's, $10 a month. And he didn't tell us this. One of his employees told me what he was making, because his employees was building out studios. He's now since built out his whole podcast studio. He's a part of a building. He has a restaurant in there and all this. And I said, well, gosh, how does he make that much money at $1, at 99, what did I just say? $10, at $10 with his membership. And he says, because he has 700,000, he makes $700,000 a month. So you do the math on that. So even at $10 a month, if you have something, if it's a numbers game, if something that you can deliver, that automate, where it can be something that can download, where it doesn't really involve your time, it's a download, or you do it once, and then everyone can have access to it, then $10 a month. So just do some math. $10 a month times 100 is, I will have to use my calculator. 10 times 100, $10 times 100 equals $1,000. Okay, so that's an extra $1,000. That's 100. So say, for example, you get 200. Say, for example, you get 500. Okay, so that's the extra $5,000 a month. Say, for example, and what you would give in a membership, even if you had to put together an hour or 2 hours, of something live, something presentation, or something interviewed, or something tutorial, or something motivational, then that's, if you get 500 members, it's $5,000 a month. If you get it on a recurring basis, even at that price point is what I'm saying. So if you have it $50 a month or $100 a month, and just do the math. There's some memberships that are $5,000 a month. There are people, there's a young lady that does something. She's a therapist, and she specializes with people that are suffering loss, grievance. And the loss specifically has been with partners, their husbands. And she found a niche. The more you'll be able to charge more, the more of a niche you have. So the more of a niche you have, the more value you'll be able to bring to that, because it's less, and the more you'll be able to charge. So she specifically works with surviving spouses, and she markets to those different groups. There's a lot of different groups of, I don't know the names of them, quite honestly, but different groups of people that meet, and she markets there, and she gifts memberships to the leaders of those groups, so that she spotlights them every so often. She gets them a chance to come on and speak about what they're doing and how they're doing it and so forth. So, and when you do that, when you invite somebody else on your platform and feature them, then what's going to happen? They're going to share that information with their community. They're going to share prior to, hey, I'm being featured on Coffee and Conversation. Check it out, and here's the link. So they're going to share it prior to. They're going to share it the day of. Hey, stay tuned to watch me do this on this day and time. And then afterwards, they can take that same information, that same video or audio, whatever medium you're using, and then put it on their websites. And so everyone that sees that and listens to that interview will say, oh, she's part of a member of this. Let me check that out. And you can always offer specials if someone's saying, okay, they're offering this special price for all of our groups and organizations. I offer special pricing for Monique's group, which is the Real Estate Investment Goddesses. I offer special pricing for REN, Women's Real Estate Network. I offer special pricing for Enterprising Women. So I offer special pricing for NABO. So I offer special pricing for them because that's my marketing dollars at work to be able to bring them into my community and my services. So if you just did that, if you say, market, how am I going to market my membership? Well, find organizations that have your target market. And that's why I'm asking you, like, what's your target market? What do you want more of? What's your avatar? Like, who do you want more of? Like, and you say, I don't know. Well, then who has paid you thus far the most for your product, program, or services and did it willingly and was happy with the results? Then you want more of those. You don't want the people that you have to sell and spend years and times and days and months talking them into your product, program, or service. You want someone that got it. You know, you want someone that needed it, that wanted it, that you were their blessing. You know, and then that's what you want more of, and that's who you market it to. So you join venture with them. You know, or invite them to host something or do something so that you have access to those markets, and that's how you can build a membership. Because then they'll invite you into their space. You invite them on a podcast or a video. Then they exchange, if they have one, will invite you, and you're able to market yourself and get those members. So it could be either a numbers game. You have to decide whether you want quality versus quantity, whether you want a lot of people at $10 a month or $100 a year, or whatever the case may be, or whether you want a few people at $1,000 a month or $100,000 a year. It depends on the value. And this girl, it was valuable to these people to work with her because she lost her spouse. And that's when she dived deep into therapy. And so she tried all the different types of models. So she had that information, that wealth of information. And people became a member two reasons. One, because they felt her passion for what they've gone through. And then they also was able to participate virtually and anonymously, because a lot of people didn't want to be found out. They wanted to be anonymous. So they wanted to be a safe space that they could go to and vent and cry and do whatever they did, but be able to be anonymous about it. And she offered that space. And yet she also offered counseling and encouragement and so forth. So it's a support group. So the idea is, okay, why they're paying $1,000 a month? Well, because if they went to a therapist or psychiatrist, they could spend that easily in that way. If it's $250 an hour or $500 an hour, I don't know what they cost, but whatever it is, they could spend it. So this was great because they didn't have to leave their home. They didn't have to do anything. And they were able to dive into that service. So that's why it was valuable to them for $1,000 a month. So again, it depends on what problem you're solving, what it involves of you and your time and your resources, and then who your target market is for that person. Again, the prices can be from small amount to a large amount. It's a numbers game. It can be worldwide, especially now with the advent of the internet. You can have members. I mean, you will find more value in getting members in outside countries because they want to be a part of something in California or United States, just like you would love to be a part of something in Europe or in Asia and so forth, whatever. So that is a market that you can easily, create a membership program that you can easily be able to deliver virtually. And then that way they give them virtual benefits, and people just want to connect. They want to be community. Some people want to market here, but some of us want to market there. So be able to bring that value to your community. So again, it's a membership, and that's a subscription service. And then basically now you set it up with your PayPal, a business PayPal account can do reoccurring billing. Square does reoccurring billing. WePay does reoccurring billing. So you just set it up that way. That person just gets billed every month. They don't have to have any contact. You have what it includes. You have the length of the time. You have the price of the time, and it's just like that. It's just something that, again, many of you are already doing certain things anyway. So now attach that cash register to something that you're doing consistently. So I hope you got some great ideas from that, and I'm going to encourage you, if you want more information, to contact me at Desiree at homwork, HOMWORK.com. Until we meet again, stay empowered. I'm going to stop the recording and we'll open up the conversation. Thanks for joining.